Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. From another headlines as usual.
Prime Minister stretches shared responsibility for promoting Sue Thai. Deputy Prime Minister highlights solidarity cooperation at UN session. As month's revenues from retail services remains growth.
Let's begin our bulletin with the most prominent events of the week from September 19 to 25th. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính and Chinese Premier Li Keqiang expressed their delight at the development of ties between two parties and countries during their phone talks on September 19th. Both sides vowed to realize common important perceptions reached during recent talks between Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng and Chinese Party General Secretary and President Xi Jinping towards bringing Vietnam-China ties to a new development period with a higher political trust and more effective and practical cooperation. On territorial border issues, the two sides promised to continue effectively maintaining channels to discuss border issues on mainland and at sea, properly settle differences to maintain common peace and stability.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính called for a global approach and international solidarity and response to climate change in his message to the informal leaders roundtable on climate change in New York, co-chaired by UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres and Egyptian's president on September 22nd. A people-wide approach is also needed in these efforts as people remain the heart, subject, resources, motivation, and goal of development, he noted, adding that it's particularly important to ensure equality and justice globally and in each country. He then asked development partners to support Vietnam through technology transfer, financial incentives, personnel training, and active experience sharing in improving regulatory framework and governance. It will enable Vietnam to realize the goal of cutting greenhouse emissions, effectively responding to climate change, the leader emphasized.
The 77th session of the UN General Assembly was officially launched in New York on September 20th local time, with Ambassador Đặng Hoàng Giang, permanent representative of Vietnam to the UN, jointly chairing the opening. Vietnam has been elected as one of the vice presidents of the 77th session of the UN General Assembly, representing the Asia-Pacific region. The country performed its responsibility for 1 year, starting from September 13th. The UN General Assembly is one of the 6 main organs of the UN and the only of the UN with representatives from all the 193 member states. It has broad authority in the fields of political, economic, cultural, and social cooperation.
The Asian Development Bank (ADB) has maintained its favorable economic outlook for Vietnam as it forecasts the country's gross domestic products to expand 6.5% in 2022 and 6.7% in 2023, based on the update of its flagship economic report released on September 21st. The Asian Development Outlook ADO Update 2022 says Vietnam economy is performing reasonably well amid uncertainties in the global economy. Increasing inflation in the US and the European Union has heightened inflationary pressures in the country. However, Vietnam's prudent monetary policy and effective price controls, especially gasolines, should keep inflation in check at 3.8% in 2022 and 4% in 2023, unchanged from the projection it made in April.
Coming up now, report on recent activity by Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính.
A ceremony to receive the UNESCO certificate recognizing Sue Thai as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity was held in Nghĩa Lộ Town, the northwestern province of Yên Bái, on September 24th. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính stressed that Sue Thai, the unique folk dance of Vietnam's Thai ethnic minority group, represents the convergence of cultural beauty, therefore promoting the art of shared responsibility of all Vietnamese. He also praised generations of folk artists and the Thai ethnic community for their tremendous efforts to conserve this priceless cultural heritage. Following the ceremony, attendees enjoyed the art space and experienced the local distinctive culture through an art program themed Sue Thai, Quintessence of the Heritage Land. Artists from In Bai, Sơn La, and Lai Châu all participated in the beautifully staged art program, which features all forms of Sue Thai art.
We shall receive updated news more in the following.
Deputy Prime Minister Phạm Bình Minh delivers a speech at the general debate of the 77th session of the UN General Assembly in New York on September 24th local time. The strengthening of international solidarity and cooperation is key to addressing interlocking global challenges, Minh opened his speech. The world is facing a number of challenges, Minh said, adding that to resolve this cause is crucial to fundamentally change the way of thinking and doing things. This entails reshaping a global approach to address global issues, enhancing resilience and placing people at the core of all development efforts, and keys to such an approach is international solidarity and partnerships at all levels, he underscored. The Vietnamese official proposed that confrontational and zero-sum game approach must be eliminated. Vietnam called for strengthened multilateralism and international cooperation in the spirit of openness, inclusiveness, equality, and mutual benefit.
While Vietnam's shrimp export was on downward trend in August, Jawfish posted impressive export growth, reported the Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers.
Jawfish export soared by 114% annually to $187 million in August. Its shipments maintained 2 to 3 digits growth. On an 8-month calculation, Jawfish raked in some $1.8 billion, up 81% year-on-year. According to the Vietnam Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers, apart from the US and the EU, member states of the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership are bright spots for Vietnam jawfish export. In the 7 months of this year, they consumed over 13% of the Vietnam's total jawfish shipments, equivalent to over $211 million, up 73% from the same period last year. The association forecasts that the export of the fish will maintain its growth between now and the year's end.
Vietnam's annual fruit and vegetable output has reached 31 million tons, but processing rates are only around 12% to 70%. As a result, the processing industry only meets about 8% to 10% of the fruit and vegetable output's annual output. Experts said the lack of a processing industry had caused potential economic loss due to damaged fruits and vegetables after harvest.
According to experts, the application of deep post-harvest technology was key to reducing logistics costs, opening and accessing many markets worldwide, and increasing product value. The new drying technology was 10 times cheaper than conventional technology, and the output product has outstanding quality in color and taste. Experts maintain that Vietnamese fruit had a lot of potential for development in foreign markets because it possesses many advantages in terms of varieties, product quality, and good price. The production of fresh fruit into other materials will increase the product's value. Therefore, to increase the value of post-harvest agricultural products, it is necessary to reorganize production and materials areas to promote chain production to ensure raw materials for processing, according to experts.
Total revenue from goods, retail and services in the January to August period increased by over 19% year-on-year to nearly $157 billion, which is the high growth rate for the period in many years, according to the General Statistics Office. Revenue from accommodation and eating out services in the period picked up 48% year-on-year to over $377 trillion, thanks to rocketing demand for entertainment and tourism in summer after more than 2 years of travel and going out restrictions prompted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The 8th month traveling and tourism revenue was estimated at over 15 trillion dong, up 3.4 times from the same period last year, but equal to nearly 48% of the same period in 2019. Revenue from other services came to more than 360 trillion dong, up 24% year-on-year. To stimulate consumption, the office entrusted the Ministry of Industry and Trade closely monitor developments in the domestic and world economy and proactively propose suitable response measures. The ministry should also coordinate with relevant ministries and agencies to guide enterprises in better optimizing site free trade agreements, including the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. With refreshing weather and stunning landscapes, Mokchio Plateau in the northwest province of Sơn La has in recent years emerged as an attractive destination for tourists. Located in Sơn La province, 180 kilometers from Hanoi, Mokchio Plateau is endowed with unique geological topography and a cool and fresh climate, making it easy for developing diverse forms of tourism. Mokchio has been identified as one of the key national tourist centers in the Northwest Tourism Development Strategy. Mokchio is home to many tourist attractions such as a floating market on Da River and Zai Yim Waterfall, among others. Tourists visiting Mokchio will discover diverse and unique cultures of the indigenous ethnic groups. With different customs, ethnic groups have created a wide range of cultures and festivals. With its great potential and investment attraction policies, Mokchio is more and more attractive to visitors. It's set to serve over 2.9 million holidaymakers by 2030, raking in a revenue of about $265 million. The Vnews ethnic minority group have lived among the majestic Cheongshan Mountains in the Central Highlands for a long time. Through historical ups and downs, they have been able to preserve their traditional cultural values such as customs, festivals, clothing, and music. Ho Ai, an elder in Vnews ethnic minority group in Cheongshan Commune, Guangning District, in the central province of Guangbin, maintains the group's most unique traditional culture and is therefore known as the preserver of Vnews culture.
Traditional festivals aim to pray for health and good weather for crops. The different events also encourage the people to work harder for a better life. We encourage the local villagers to continue preserving their traditional culture, so they will not fall into oblivion over the time.
To preserve the ethnic cultural identity, Guangbin Province has opened classes in Cheongshan and Cheongshan communes, teaching traditional music of the Vnews ethnic minority group. With proper care and attention from local authorities, people have been actively engaged in building new style rural areas. Festivals have also been upgraded, and the Rice Growing Festival has been recognized as the national intangible cultural heritage.
We coordinate with local authorities to help villagers preserve their unique traditional culture.
The Vnews ethnic minority group have access to electricity, roads, and education, all highlights of the efforts to build a new style rural area.